Hey guys, today we're back with another firearms review, and today I'm going to be reviewing the M&P 22X. Let's go ahead and take some shots with her. Empty. Alrighty. Let's go ahead and load up our other mag. Pretty good shooting pistol overall right now, guys. Let's hope she keeps up. Okay, so that is two 20-round magazines downrange with the M&P 22X. So this is Smith & Wesson's newest pistol on the market. So when we went down to Maryville, Tennessee for the Smith & Wesson Media Day, they had this one in kind of a pre-production stage. It never had no, any type of knurling on it or anything, but they had pretty much the idea of what they was wanting to do done at that point. And, we was talking around with them, and, I voiced my opinions on what I thought about it, and I like the way it looks. Feels great in the hand. Once again, 20-round magazines. They're not flush fit, but still 20-round magazines, decently high capacity. And it looks and feels pretty good shooting. So, whenever I was in there talking to them, I asked them, I said, hey, what kind of ammunition do we need to shoot through this? And they said, high velocity ammunition. And I said, your main competitor with this pistol will be the Taurus TX22, because that thing right there is a running son of a gun. You have seen the review we had on that, and we're not sponsored by Taurus or nothing else, so obviously I ain't got no reason to lie about them, which I wouldn't anyway, but either way it goes, they was talking about shooting high velocity ammunition through them, and I said, boys, you need to make it to where it will shoot anything, because that is how you win the hearts of the consumers, is being able to shoot anything, not just whatever, high velocity, CCI, standard velocity, this, that, and the other. We're going to find out today, will it shoot the bulk ammunition? Will it shoot just Winchester ammunition? And also as well, we have a suppressor out here to shoot it suppressed to see how it likes that. So we're going to be putting it through the same test today as we did the Taurus TX22 and get our thoughts and opinions on it from that. And to see if this gun is your next 22 to buy for yourself or your kid or whoever else. Hey guys, would you like some good Black Friday deals this year? If so, check out Optics Planet. And if you do, use a certain word. We're not going to say what it is, but my name is Golden and I love gold. Gold, and I also love Black Friday. BF. Gold BF. It's not the code, but if it is, check it out at Optics Planet, using it in between the days of November 14th and November 23rd of this holiday season. Check it out, guys. All right, guys, so we got loaded back up with some CCI standard velocity. We also have the Otter Creek Labs titanium 22 suppressor on the end of it. Thank you to Otter Creek Labs for sending this out to the channel. We love you boys as always. So let's go ahead and take some shots with this one. You good, cameraman? Cameraman needs to put his glasses on. He got hit with a ricochet, I believe. There we go. She is a quiet pistol. She is 100% quiet as the day is long. God, she sounds good. Well, there's just something about a 22 pistol that is suppressed. That is just so fun to shoot. So now that we've got our standard velocity out of the way, that we know that it can shoot it regardless, let's go ahead and take our suppressor back off and shoot some Winchester bulk through it and see how she does. Alright guys, so we now have the Winchester bulk 40 grain loaded up in here. You can see this is the Super X 22 long rifle 40 grain, 1435 feet per second. Somewhat of a hollow point, yes. Hyper velocity hollow point. Copper plated, alright? So let's go ahead and see if she runs without a suppressor on it. Okay. She's a running. That's a good sign. Alrighty. Two 20-round mags downrange, and I'll fire one. Let's go ahead and get these loaded back up with this Winchester, put her suppressor on, and see how she does then. Alrighty, here we are once again with the Winchester bulk, Otter Creek Labs titanium. Let's go ahead and take a few shots. Okay, what's the failure we have, boys and girls? Right, a failure to eject. So once again, good strike. Failure to eject the cartridge. Let's go ahead and load up a few more. Here we go again. Alright, so it did eject the round, but it did not load the next round into the chamber. As you can see, she is a very, very dirty round. Alrighty, so fair to lock back. So goes to show that it is having a little bit of a problem with the Winchester while suppressed. That's why we do these tests for, guys. Sorry guys, I forgot we did load up a second round of the Winchester. Let's go ahead and see how she shoots suppressed second round, or second magazine. Alrighty, another pop. So a failure to eject, another Winchester. Alright, held open that time. So only one failure that time out of them 2 rounds. I will say, while shooting this, I can feel the recoil difference in it, because that's kind of what bulk ammunition is. You know, sometimes I can feel, you know, I know what to expect after shooting 10 rounds of these, what the median, you know, feel of it is in your hand. But whenever you feel that, like that barely push, it's a very light loaded round. You know, this is not even really true bulk ammunition. It is lower dollar ammunition, but it's not, technically speaking, really bulk, and that's what we're going to get into right now. But that's, once again, we shot 300 or 200 rounds of this through the Taurus TX22 and didn't have a single failure of one. So let's go ahead and go to the Federal bulk ammunition 800 grain. All right, guys, so we now have the Federal 800 round bulk 22 long rifle loaded up. This will be without the suppressors. Let's go ahead and see how she runs. Okay. All right, click and not a pow. All right, so that is a actual round issue. So you can see a very good primer strike there. So that is a round issue, not a gun issue. So we will not count that against the M&P 22X. So even shooting that one right there without the suppressor on it, I can even feel just like sometimes it's pretty normal, and then other times it's just barely anything at all. So no failures, because we did take that one out of the equation, because it was a light primer strike, or it was a good primer strike. Round did not go off, so that is not the M&P 22X's fault. So let's go ahead and get these rounds loaded back up with the Federal bulk with the suppressor and see how she runs now. All right, once again, we are now with the Federal 22 long rifle 800 round bulk with the suppressor. Let's see how it does now. Pop. There we go again. So, once again, a little bit of a stovepipe. You can tell a big difference in the way them rounds sound, though, just like what Dad was saying a minute ago. All right, locked back. Okay, you might have been able to catch that with the audio as well right then. There was a real small pop, so that was an underpowered round, but it still managed to get it out of the round and load the next one in reliably, so kudos to that. So no failures on the second round, or second mag, one failure on the first mag. And if I do remember correctly, no failures on the Federal 800 round bulk on the first one, besides that round that failed itself, which that's a round failure, not the gun failure. So it does run better with the Federal bulk than it did the Winchester. Overall, guys, I can say 100% right now before we fire these last few rounds through it that the Smith & Wesson TX or 22X is a better 22 long rifle than the 6R 322, better than the Glock 44, if I do recall that one correctly, because neither of them guns I had and reviewed would not function reliably with any type of ammunition other than the CCI, standard velocity, or the high velocity. So it's already a winner in that book whenever it comes to the Glock or the 322. But I still will have to say, though, we put, like I said, close to 1,000 rounds down range with that Taurus TX22. Never had a single bobble, hiccup, or nothing, and that was with suppressed and unsuppressed. So I will still say the Taurus TX22 is the winner of the 22 pistols right now. But this M&P 22X is coming up right on its rear end. Once again, you know, when we had the CCI ammunition through it, functioned great without the suppressor or with suppressor. And then whenever we switched to the Winchester, had like I said, 3 fares out of that one and only 1 out of the 22 Federal. So, you know, it is what it is. Once again, we're messing with 22 bulk here. We're just sitting here plinking around. If I was going to be taking this gun for actually concealed carry or home defense or self-defense, I would make sure to have it loaded with the best ammunition on the market, just like any of us do. Most of the time, people will get good hollow point ammunition when they're having a pistol for self-defense. They ain't going to load it up with full metal jacket, and that's kind of the same ideology you need to use with these 22s. For a good home defense or whatever else, or concealed carry in this 22, and yes, 22 can kill somebody, but you need to carry the best ammunition on the market. But for this plinking stuff, it's best to have, you know, bulk ammunition just so it's fun and cheap. Let's fire our last rounds through the 22 from Smith & Wesson. Alrighty. Sound like a mariachi band downrange, didn't it, boys? But, boys, I'm impressed with her. I really am, because, you know, whenever Smith said, hey, we're sending this gun if you still want it, I said, yes, sure, send it. I was not expecting it to run as well as it has today. So I will say I'm impressed with it. You know, because like I said, whenever I first talked to him down there at Murfreesboro, Tennessee, I think it's, yeah, may as well, no, shoot, what does it say on the side of it? Let's read it real quick. Maryville, Tennessee. Murfreesboro's in Kentucky. But anyway, in Maryville, Tennessee, whenever I went down there and talked to them at the range event we had, you know, they said it's going to be a high velocity pistol only. And I did tell them, I said, hey, you know, people want something that will shoot everything in the world. And I believe that they have, you know, done it to a point. Yes, we're always going to have fares with 22 because it's a very dirty rimfire cartridge. But like I said, I think Smith & Wesson has done pretty good with this pistol. Do I think it's better than the Taurus TX22? No, but as of right now, you can't find a Taurus TX22 anywhere because of the FRT system in them. So, in turn, if you want a good pistol that is still going to be very reliable, I'm not going to say the most reliable pistol on the market when it comes to 22, but I'm going to say very reliable and better than the Glock 44 or the 322 from 6R. This one right here will be the best one. So, once again, this is with the Winchester, the worst ammunition. We'll go ahead and end it after this. Yep. That ammunition right there just must be garbage, boys. Yep, empty. So, like I said, Taurus TX22 ran good with it, but Smith & Wesson don't. But otherwise than that, it's done a pretty good job today, and I am impressed by it. So, guys, I appreciate y'all viewing, and as always, thank you to Smith & Wesson for sending us the M&P 22X. Once again, good high capacity magazine, 20-round magazine, 2 of them, and very nice looking pistol. And also as well, if you don't plan on running it with a suppressed, this is an adapter that comes with it from factory, so you can run it unsuppressed without the threaded barrel on it as well. But as you all know, we love suppressors here, so that's why we had it set up as such today. But once again, I think it is a good pistol, especially for the money, and I think that it will get the job done, and I do enjoy it. I think they've done a good job with it, guys. So guys, I appreciate y'all viewing as always. Like and subscribe for more gun reviews, and I'll see y'all in the next video.